Welcome back to the Think a Better Thought Training Your Mind for Success 101 Deep Dive Series with the author and host, yours truly, Shane Boring. Glad to have you here today. We got a fun chapter. I bet you really can't wait to talk about this. Stop hating yourself. Here's a nice quote. No amount of self-improvement can make up for any lack of self-acceptance. You're stupid. You're ignorant. You're lazy. You're afraid? How often do you hear statements like that inside your head? Take a few minutes and be really honest. When you look in the mirror, how do you feel? How do you feel about the person looking back at you? Here's some questions for you. What am I thinking about? Why am I thinking this? Is what I'm thinking going to help me or hurt me in getting what I want? Who is speaking? My ego or my conscious self? Ask yourself this question. What benefits do you receive by calling yourself stupid, ignorant, lazy, or weak? What benefits do you receive by calling yourself stupid, ignorant, lazy, weak? Just add in your negative fuck you message to yourself, right? Now ask yourself that question really slowly. And I want you to also think about something. Think about your ego trying to distract you from observing the answer. Can you do that? You feel a little different when you ask those questions? I know I did when I first did. Why would we tear the most important person in our lives apart? You are the most important person in your life. You know why? Because you're the one primarily responsible for you. Now, you can say that your children, your wife, whoever it is, your husband, is the most important person in your life. Well, how are you going to help them if you don't take care of you? You're the most important person. And out here in bold letters, you are what you think you are. Period. If you say I'm ignorant, you are. You are ignorant. If you're lazy, hell yes, you are. 100%. You're weak. You're stupid. Fuck yeah, I agree with you. You are. Absolutely. You're your thoughts, not mine. I'm not giving them to you. I'm bringing them back up here on the book, but you are what you think you are. You know, I'm a stud. I'm a badass. I'm a great man. I'd rather say those things than, God, I'm weak. I'm chicken shit. I'm horrible. Who am I? Loser? Your words are extremely powerful. You are what you think you are. Start thinking abundance, life, not death, happiness, not sorrow, health, not sickness, wealth, not poverty, prosperity, excitement, adventure, gratitude. Think what you want to experience and be. Now, I've said it many times, conscious thinking with intention. It's the hardest work you will ever do in your life because you're going to be saying, happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I feel great. And your ego is going to be like, don't you remember how fat your ass was just a couple of weeks ago? How much you ate, you slob. Ego does not like change, remember? I'm being pretty blunt in this chapter, but it's important. If you don't get a grip on yourself, if you don't shake yourself and say, wake up, it's time to start actually doing the thinking and not letting somebody else think for me. If you can't do that, you are fucked. I don't know any other way to say it. Okay? You're not going to make it. You're going to be a fucking vegetable that just stumble bums through the rest of your life, being pushed and pulled wherever anybody, anything, anywhere, people, places, and things want you to go because you're a reactionary, lazy, mentally lazy person. Does that sound fun? It's not, but our world is full of mentally lazy people who make the choice to be lazy, to make the choice to let other people influence their thoughts. You make the choice to not seek the truth, to not observe. They make the choice to judge. And we've all been in that trap. I'm saying you need to choose to step away from that. Let's summarize here. This is a short chapter. It's a painful one, but it's short. My ego knows me better than anyone else, so I should expect it to patiently wait to attack, especially when I'm become used to it not showing up. Let me back that up. My ego knows me better than anyone else, so I should expect it to patiently wait to attack, especially when I become used to it not showing up. I mean, think about it. If you do a lot of this work, you get really good, your ego is going to wait for you to present a weakness. Does an enemy attack another enemy's strength? No. The enemy attacks your weakest point where the most harm can be made. The ego operates in the same manner. I'm very good about keeping my guard up, but I have learned I cannot get too comfortable in my confidence. I can believe I've beaten my ego and that it is not going to show up again. Right now, I feel pretty good about that. When this happens, I usually have a slip where my ego will absolutely dominate. It is very frustrating and it used to cost me several days of progress. Today, I can stop it before it happens by monitoring my feelings, and you can too. And I can tell you after doing this video, I'm going to have to go do some work because I've been presenting these problems to you and I can just feel like I need a little mental cleansing time. This is nasty shit. The practice of monitoring your thought makes perfect sense when you consider what other vital statistics we monitor on a regular basis. Our blood sugar, blood pressure, weight, heart rate, calories, many other vital statistics are often checked. You know the first thing I did this morning when I got up? Stepped on the scale. How many of you did that? I didn't think, I just went, stepped on the scale. You need to find a measurement tool, a thought provoker, whatever it is to measure your thinking and monitor, right? Why do we check our thoughts? It gives us an accurate report of where our health is, right? Or while we check our vital statistics. It allows us or doctors to be preemptive in treating or preventing illness or disease. Now, I would argue since 2020, with all of our doctors kind of being exposed as yes men for the pharmaceutical industry, I'm not sure I would check my stats and send them there because I'm probably better at monitoring myself than someone else. You're the most important person in your life. Don't give that responsibility to someone else. Dictate how healthy you're going to be. All right. Training exercise. Write down and memorize 3 positive thoughts about yourself. Practice using each thought at random times throughout the day. Place thought provokers around your home and work environments to prompt you, reinforcing a positive thought about yourself. It's an easy training exercise. 3 positive thoughts. I'm going to give you 3 right now. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. A guy named Bob Proctor, I heard him say that. And they're great. I want to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. I love it. Shall we go a little deeper? Of course, you can make your own positive thoughts. That's what I want you to do. I'm just giving you 3 to get started with. Let's go deeper here. Check your emotional vitals. Before going to sleep each night, review your day. Were you present in all your thinking, or did you allow your ego to take control? Realize when you were successful in staying present. Say, hey, that was good. Also, realize when your ego took control. Do not judge yourself, but ask yourself what you can do to prevent that same negative result in the future. What can I do? How do I remind myself? What can I do when the fire starts blazing, or when I see that spark, or when I smell the gas that could be ignited? What do I do to completely prevent that from happening? What signals can I give myself when I feel a feeling? Maybe I just need a little pinch to bring me back to reality. What is it? I don't know what it is for you. I know what it is for me. Some people who are very close to me know also, because we spend a lot of time together. Your job is to do the work by practicing these things to find out what works for you. A long time ago, it was suggested to me that if I felt like sneezing, and this is in a public speaking environment, if I felt I needed to sneeze, to think of a wet, snotty cow's nose. So I tried it, and it didn't work the first time. I sneezed anyway. A couple of other times, though, later it did work. And what I found out was that really, I just recognized that feeling and learned how to turn it off. And I did it by focusing my thoughts somewhere else, not on the sneeze, not on the tickle. You have to learn what you need to do to focus your thought on the positive things of who you are, positive things of where you want to be, positive things of what you're doing, the positive things of what you're creating, versus the negative bullshit that your ego is going to dump, spray, collapse on you if it must. You're going to have to stand up and face your ego to stop it. Now, positive or negative, when you go back and you realize when you were successful or unsuccessful, ask yourself, what was I feeling? What was I doing? If you learn that doing the same thing creates a weakness that allows this to come in, you're going to have to change your behavior. If you learn that certain types of content you consume, whether that's music, TV, articles, podcasts, and they set you off, you're going to have to change your behavior. Sometimes you have to take action to help you get to right thinking. And this is where that's going to be required. It's a lot more fun to look in the mirror and say, I love you, versus looking in the mirror and saying, go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. You can't have happiness if you've got a relationship like that with yourself. And it's worth the work. If you're there and it's horrible, work on you. It'll get better. Okay. Getting pretty close to the end, folks. Look at that. Next chapter, fun one. Like it. You can't solve a problem. Sometimes my voice messes up, but I make it funny. That's thinking a better thought. You can't solve a problem from the golly. You can't solve a problem from the place of a problem. That is our next video. And looking forward to sharing that with you. And thank you for joining today and being along the ride. Thank you for sticking it out, and thank you for being willing to do the hard work. Because you doing the hard work means that you can take this and figure out the way it worked for you, and now you can take two systems to somebody and say, look, this really helped me out. But what I found was I needed to do it this way. You should try all the ways yourself and pass it on. Again, I never came up with any of this. This is not new discoveries. This has always been around. Maybe hidden. Yeah, you're not taught about it in school, are you? No, you're taught how to be a slave and go do your job. Fuck face. We're dropping a lot of F-bombs today, aren't we? Yeah, because it's fucking bullshit for you to not have control of your life and not be happy. That's not how we were designed. We were designed by our creator to be happy, joyous, and free. And you have to fight for that. Do not lose the fight. It's worth it. And you can start by thinking a better thought.